Thank you so much. So we are people who came up from talking background, but the idea is in life, money does not make way for everything. You may get the money, but you need integrity, which is very important. And I take that very seriously. Talking to you here, yes, I'm a journalist. Though some people call me join the list, some people call me better training, but I don't have time. I don't care about how anybody feels. I was at Truth FM as a sports reporter. I started first with Kings FM. When George Weah established the station in 2004, and after a young journalist graduating from the career program from ELBC, I found it pleasure to go into sports there. 2005, Truth FM came. So they were trying to establish Truth FM. Malcolm Joseph was the one who was doing the recruiting at that time. So a few of my colleagues, they knew that people were applying to go to Truth FM in 2005. But I said, I'm not going to Truth FM. I will stay with Weah Station. When Weah wins as president, football will improve and my sports coverage will be better. So I chose not to apply. I stayed with Kings FM until 2007. Because 2006, the Egypt 2006 World Cup, let me say Nations Cup, I was there doing sports analysis and all of that. Ambrose Man used to really admire me. So that he won 2007, I can remember I'm sitting right after my sports presentation in the morning, and there's this guy, Moses Sankara, the late, he calls and said, I want to talk to AB. Andrew said he wants for AB to come to Truth FM to work. And that's how I work with Truth FM. I stayed with Truth FM until 2021. I grew up to the rank of Deputy Director General of Truth FM until I left that station. 2014 was when my boss man, when he had, there were issues that Jakete was leaving. I remember I was home and he called me up, said, AB, I want for you to be on the TBS tomorrow morning. I said, TBS, I'm just a sports reporter. I'm just doing sports throughout. How will you call me up to come? And the man who you calling me to come set me a seat. That's small man. Jakete? He said, yeah, you and Soro can do the show. I said, what? Hey, chief, you'll be trying to say, AB, you can make it. I got on the show, and that decision was a political decision that Billy made. So understand how people are going to be cursing me because that was a political decision he made, and the people who are not satisfied with that decision. And I'm sitting there replacing a man like that. It was going to be characterized by a lot of denigrations and insults. I received all of that, but in all of that, I persevered. I decided to work hard and do what I could. A young boy still growing up, going to Zion to go do sociology and so forth. I needed to strive to make my way through. God bless me, I got my sociology degree. I decided to go do my master's. One thing people don't understand is no one expects me to remain the same dull, blunted AB that you used to be looking at when he was not educated and never knew about the society for him to remain the same. If people say I have changed, yes, I agree, I have changed. But how have I changed? How have I really changed? I have changed. One, I'm very much improved. I'm very independent. I know my thoughts. I know what people do into this country because I have dealt with politicians. And I will say any day I am independent in my thoughts because I hate to be controlled by people. I hate for you to go sit down to your house and pour your food on your table or tell your wife and children and say, I don't want to go say that thing you're going to say. That it can't work with me. Because tomorrow, I don't want you to take credit on that. Let it be me and let me be responsible for my own actions. If you say anything to me, if the chairman walks up and says, hey, I want for you to discuss this thing. Yeah, that is proposal. If I don't see myself in that thing the chairman wants to say, I will not say it. Except the chairman's thoughts aligns with my thoughts. I will carry on the radio and I will discuss it. Our country has come of age. Things that we say, you may not believe it, but it will happen. Because the background we come from, we decided to serve God to the depth of our hearts, and everything we did, we put God first. And that's why we are where we are. So I have taken my time to say, look, I will study the Liberian society. And not just the Liberian society, but I will study the body politics of Liberia. Every time I hear Liberians and I see them behind politicians, I feel sorry for them. Because they don't know the people that you. They don't know them. And the other reason for that I will not talk some things is out of professionalism. If chairman and myself were to talk something in depth, and the chairman decided to confide in me, and tomorrow because I versed with the chairman, I agree that what I will be saying about the chairman is true, and I decided to lambast the chairman and expose him, the next person out there will not find comfortable aspect in dealing with me. And that's bad. It spoils your name. We are workplaces, we and people are parted ways, we know what it did to us. But in that time for us to sit down and be talking about it. It's done, it's gone. You can improve on it. Because we have chosen to have much interest in democracy. That's why we have taken our time to say, look, all along in Liberia, Liberians have been participating in democracy. They will just go to election, they vote, they turn their back, they go sit down, they go on their farm. As to how democracy has been wrong, they don't care. That's why the politicians steal from us. Because I remember when we were in class, and even it still happens today. The moment they say election coming to school, you will see people coming to meetings. They are going there because they want to participate in the election. You tell them, say, you want other committee, they will agree. Right after the election, call them again and say, you can't go to meeting, they will never step there again. That's our mentality. We think that after the election, we should sit back. Then in the end, we blame the same government and say, but we need, our support is needed. What is that support? Our eyes should be on the government. Some of us not working, some of us not making any business. What kind of support we can get our government is to keep our eye on the government. Say, the other road is going, so you're not correct. Now the road for you all. Now they want the support you are giving them. That is what we call moral support. Do you know this? Our parents, they never knew about that. In fact, maybe they knew, but they didn't care. They say, I hear about politics. But today we have made our government and they can call on the radio now. We have made them now today. They are able to discuss what their government did, or what this government is doing, or what the government will do, or they say, and that is how we have grown to make our people to understand how their government is running. So the woman in the market, if you went to her and opened microphone to her, you'll hear all squarely telling you what the government doing and what the government not doing, and how the government is supposed to run. You will see all of that. That is our job as journalists, to enlighten our people and open their eyes. That is democracy. How does democracy run? Democracy cannot stand alone, but democracy runs in line with the rule of what? Law. Now, let me just give you a classic example. And not classic example, but let me just try to educate, share with you something. I don't want to say educate, share with you something. From my constitutional law class, my professor told me, which of course is true. In fact, we have traveled to America. There's a constitutional lawyer, one Godsent. He was able to tell how governments are formed. So he told us about the structures of government. He said the first thing you ever need to form a country is the people. The people must have what? Land. That land should have what? Borders. When the land have borders, the thing that is needed to make that land, the border for it to be observed and respected, is the what? Law. If there is no law in our land, then the nation does not stand. When you saw it took long for America then to recognize us, because we never had a law. Our laws were delayed. Because they could just come and enter the country anytime they get ready, they take anything they want to take for the country. No. So we decided to say, look, we needed laws so that we'll have a law that will govern our country. Even with that law that we formed, say America did not recognize us, because it says for a country to be recognized as a country independent of itself, one, you need 2 to 3 other countries to recognize you first. Then you are our country. So that's how it went through. We started having our full-fledged democracy. They came in, they brought their own people. They say, oh yeah, that people will be able to lead the country. Joseph Chicken Rawa, they will say, no problem. Let us continue doing good. But out there, we are now practicing democracy. You can't operate in democracy without law. Because the laws are what that guards people. At your VOA Intellectual Forum, I doubt if you people don't have rules and regulations. Huh? You have it. And is there? When you apply your so very good. Yes. Thank you for pointing. VRF ground rules. You already have democracy here now. The only way that democracy can function and you think you can control a place. What do you need to put in place? The ground rules. What do people say? They say what? The ground rules. They say what? Stealing. No stealing. Nobody will have to steal here. Though you don't have to put it there, even you don't put it there, some people don't know that those are natural laws. You don't have to steal what doesn't belong to you, right? But why you think you put it there? You put it here there so that when you catch anybody, you say what you saw down there, nobody should steal. No smoking. So if RAB come here and I read a rule and saw somebody smoking, who you think I will hold that person to check because our rule say what? No smoking here. Now the next thing we say is eating in session. What is the session? We should first define what is session. Right? What is session?
Where we are now.
And the gallery we have now in our session. Very good. Meaning the law says you can eat, but don't eat when we are in our session. So and before the session is called and I was eating, they are breaking the law? No. So you see how the law can come? Because everything in the law it get meaning. So the session here, if you will be asking questions, I can't read a minute. So what do you mean call session? They will tell me, say, oh, our session is when we call people together like this and we're having a session. Good, then I will not be there. Then they say, well, alcohol is allowed here. No alcohol. No, sorry. No alcohol is allowed here. That means totally. All the sitting I will sit here, I can't come for beer. Very good. Then they say, well, no insult. That means the way I hear now, you can't cost me. That means even the people who can cost me on the radio, they are here now, they don't use all the cost me themselves. Because they play air now and protected. Isn't that true, Yeah. Because they play air now, nobody can cost me here. But when I leave for here now and go outside there, they can cost me. That's the law. Then we come to what? No section in session. That means the noise. That's what I mean. Good. Then they say what? Gambling. No gambling. No fighting. What? No disrespect to what? Our guests. I'm protected. But you're supposed to tell me all of the things now. Come to know I'm protected. Now you see that? No what? No respect. No what? Okay. They say what? Respect the what? Views of others. And no what? Sleeping on the bed, etc. I get a rule now. And all I get a law now? No. The way I came here, that you're just showing me to you. But our law says, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Right? Why you think they say that? I came here, you're not showing me your law. I came here with my beer bottle in my hand and whatever it is. Do you people have any right to find me if you saw beer bottle in my hand or whatever it is that against that law? Though I haven't read that thing here and you saw it with me. Are you people having any right to hold me for that? No.
We'll tell you. We don't have right to hold you, but we'll tell you.
But I have broken the law. My coming here and sitting here, I am breaking the law. I broke the law. So I didn't know. So I'm trying to answer this question on the basis of ignorance of the law is no excuse. Do we agree to that first of all?
Yes.
So by virtue of the fact that I give a liquor bottle in my hand and I'm sitting down right here, have I broken your law?
Yes.
Yes.
You have broken the law.
Very good. So can I be held accountable for that?
Yes.
Because why? I broke the law, right?
Yeah.
Oh. You know why you will hold me? Anybody who's calling me here, they should be able to tell me about the rules. But let's agree that Jeans, then they didn't tell me, the chairman, and they didn't tell me. I should know that ignorance of the law is no excuse, and that there is nowhere that you will go that there are no laws. So the burden is upon yourself to know that the environment that you go in, there are laws. They and myself are having conversation. You know what we have. So I told you, say, man, no kind of error when you go in there, you got to do help. Because that's the normal thing that will happen. I know. You can't come to this kind of forum and you just tell your boss some kind of way. So I told you, I said, I don't get it. He said, yeah, what they call just debate that rule part. Some people then say they will be on the bar. Something there for you to settle that other part. I say, yeah, even at that. Because there are laws that are run by traditions. They are natural laws. Do not PP like you go stand on the road at the people. It's natural law. Nobody gonna tell you don't stand down there and PP. It's just natural that you know that you're not supposed to do that. So we all know that, right? Then let's come to understanding what is true democracy. Democracy. When we say democracy, democracy. Whole day, it's not democracy. Not democracy. What is democracy that we understand? Because we all participate in democracy in a democratic government we're running. What is democracy? How we see democracy? How we see that? Somebody help us quick. Democracy. Yes, sir. Your name. Just call your name, Papa.
Alright, I'm having Evers Garvey.
Okay.
Democracy, in my understanding, is the process where citizens are allowed to exercise their franchise, the political will, and have access to the national gift.
Oh, so when you exercise your political will, the only way you'll be able to have access to the national cake.
So I say after exercising your political
will. After exercising your political will.
Yeah, you should have access to the national cake. That is whatever resources that is meant for the country, citizens should benefit from it.
Yeah.
Let me just use the way you had it.
Yeah, way back, way down there, way back down there.
Democracy has to do with what the government of the people, for the people, and by the people.
And by the people. Yeah. Very good. By the people, for the people,
and the will of the people.
Of the people, by the people, and for the people.
And for the people. Yeah, that one that we want to. That's what we want to. So one more, then we just go. Democracy, yes, sir.
The real democracy is simply say the rule by the people.
Okay. The rule by the people. And then all of that, which is very much important. So, now, yes, sir. Okay, Mr. God.
Okay, when we talk about democracy, in my understanding, I think the will the citizen will have interacting with the government, it exchanges freely, meaning from what we call our freedom of speech today, how we can get to our government, that our government will not hinder us.
Oh, that's the democracy there. I like that. That is very fantastic. Yeah? So you see that all we have out here about democracy. So the basic element that we need in democracy is what? The equal participation of everybody. All of us must participate. So now one man say, oh, that democracy that we're talking about now. So if you say you won't be president, you got to bring that position to us so that we look at it. If we agree to it, we'll be you president. You can't force yourself on us. Now when you are now president, anything that you will do, you must know that we they won't put you there, and that anything you will do, you must consult us. If we not like it, don't do it. That's democracy. You can't impose yourself on us. Though we set our own rules and told you as president to execute those rules. We may not like it. Not everybody can let law. But when the law is passed, it will not please everybody. Let me be the one clear. That laws are not there to please everybody. Right? Some people like smoking business. Some people like stealing business. Right? But the law that you pass is against them. But you're not there to please them. Right? So you're not passing law to please everybody. But you ask yourself the question whether the law that you're passing here is in the best interest of the majority. first question you ask yourself. What are the laws that will pass here is in the best interest of the majority of the people? So if all on here agree that will pass law, that anybody who steal will grab you, will go tire on you, will brand it, it's not a good law. Yeah? It's not a law. But it is a law. But the environment we eat, it does not make it okay for us to get that law. So democracy is all about rules, participation of people in decision making that will affect them. They must participate in it and it must affect them. That's what democracy is all about. In Liberia here, with that little definition we are giving, are we practicing democracy in this country? Okay. We are practicing democracy. Don't qualify it. Well, are we practicing democracy in this country?
Yes, we are.
We are trying to. So you agree that we have not reached there yet. So we are getting there. So what you think is lacking, for which to some extent, or we are trying to, but we are not there yet. To what extent are we still practicing and we have not reached the full potential yet? Yeah.
I mean, say democracy, we the people, we don't respect the law. So that's the reason why we're not.
Oh, okay. We don't respect the law. Good. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I would say we are not still getting there. The reason is our leaders are not listening to us, so we are not getting there.
So we not respecting the law, our people are not listening to us. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are practicing democracy. I would say 70%.
Okay.
Because I allow the vote. Yes, whoever we attend, no attack the process of attack. But the total effect of our votes has not always been realized or don't really benefit.
Well, we don't benefit from it. Okay. So he is saying that we are practicing because we can go to election or vote. The only problem he has is the intent of our vote are not there. Yeah. We are practicing democracy. There's a key element in democracy that we should understand. Your independence. Your independent decision making. Do you really think we can independently go to the polls to elect?
I don't know.
Do you agree?
Because the thing about it, we have 5 million people. And out of the 5 million people, we have
What are the 10%? What are we? We that agree to go to vote. What are the 10% or 15% of that group are going? Can they independently go to vote?
no attack.
The reason why is situation here is that according to environment power saying most model fathers so with politicians there controlling all the assets for the country and the party, we can't do it what can give the people for me. There are something that will play on government and the other people. So the people are voting now making a decision for themselves. Somebody else telling them what to do. So you cannot make decisions for them. You don't have nothing for yourself. And the person is going to vote for how they can help you want. And they ask you to come for them, they will give you things, they will promise you things. That's what we don't get now.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Even though the partisan democracy, but to what extent? So, the least country in Africa that have reached the benchmark of right now in there.
No, let's go about something. Let's go ourselves.
So when we say we're not there yet, even though we're partisan, one factor that we have said, we Then I was driving, lack of information, literacy. It's a big factor. Because it doesn't matter whether you got money or not. Once you are informed about your decision making right, you don't, nobody will pay you.
So illiteracy.
Yeah, in order to Arab, the one we have said, Liberia has the nation. We are 90% looting.
What? 90% looting on? Wow. Go ahead.
We are better driven. Okay. Number one, we are better driven. Number two, we are surviving. Okay.
We are better driven and we are one surviving. Then you talk about information. Now, when you ask yourself, when you see around, the people who go to school and they are educated and they are literate, but yet, the people who go to school, they are educated, they are literate. That means they know everything about society. They are informed, right? Don't we see the same people taking decisions as though they are not informed about that decision that they are taking? Don't we see them? So then we come to a point of saying people, you say what? They don't have.
You don't have it. Somebody offer you something, you will do exactly what happened. You don't have it.
You don't have it.
Okay, good. So, what if I tell you now what you
want to do? Yeah?
I can give one example because everybody can afford that show.
Yeah.
We had our candidate, our journalist, and you see by the news. Because I'm going to go on. You know where you spoke to Boston, why you get speak, and when they back into why you spoke where you spoke. Few days later, that job we are. You came back to one and can say, you have to something, you need to go to the game, why you have to now. But the tenure say, we are going to win the election, and you know, with somebody, somebody, representing, so you can because of that. You know what I mean? For us, so we know you to be running, but just because somebody already tell me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not to what they call it.
Not to run.
Move for them.
You think you got something from there?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right.
We just say definitely. So somebody like God, they give it to him.
You know.
So now going with the person.
So you know, you see, we as Liberians, this is what we grow on a daily basis. That's what I ask these questions. And the answers you gave here are no different if I were to go to any other Atai center and ask the same question. Those are the same answers you will have. In this country, it is a general belief that nobody is independent. It is also a general belief that every decision people make in this country is influenced by something. That's what it is. But you see, if we say we are going to election and we say we want to elect our leaders, people's decision will be influenced by a lot of things. Some people's decision that they make at the ballot box is influenced by hatred, which is not electoral issue. It's not democratic. Hatred? Why you look at hatred, you can't carry the election? Why you got to do with the issue? You may not like me, but RAB, make sure when I'm in this community, you will get water, you will get food, you will get AEC. But because you personally say you don't let my business, you decided to go to the school and say that it is there, oh I know a boy in Canada. I don't want to show you. And you say that democracy. The next thing there is you carry envy. While we are one man and you to be sitting out in the Atai center here, we used to be what the one here and there, but our man can't understand and you can go buy a car. The people see, even if they make him here and for all of y'all, what they call and say, man, why you think you're get put it together? Yes, somebody will enter and say, why one man want to prove? All you to be here, suffering their hair, like you don't want our boss man. Anytime coming on board of election will vote against him. Is that democracy? That's not democracy. So, our decisions are influenced by a lot of issues that are non-issues. So as a result, we choose to settle down with the worst because of hatred. Now, we talk about the independence. Oh, yeah, possible independent, all the other person independent, yeah. There are still independent people in this country now. And money should not be the basis for which you owe a wrong decision because somebody made you poor. It's very difficult. You can't put yourself in that position, right? You can't put yourself in that position because I've understood life time and time again. If you think that you will depend on these politicians to make way for you, rather than you allowing them to depend on you making way for them, you are getting it wrong. You are getting it wrong on a daily basis. Just recently, I saw on Facebook, Snow when I met with Junta Boaka. I saw Snow meeting with Dino. The guys at the top, they will use you and myself against each other while they are at the top and remaining at top with one another. And you will see yourself. Yeah, where is that? You will see yourself struggling. Why you still making flower with a man here and a female saying now there they are. But you are supposed to be their foot suit. I remember one time I was working with a boss man, that called me. So but I work with several bosses, so you don't even know if he wants it. And I will not tell you where. So I am on the radio every time and firing. I will not even tell you the program before you know what they are talking about. But I'm on the radio firing. Then this person here, who's my boss, is sitting there with one of the guys who's an official. So the guy places a call to me and say, AB, I want to see you as special ministry. I went there. I saw the bossman of mine sitting in that place. Then the bossman of mine said, now I don't want to get anything to be firing. And I laughed that day. But the person didn't stop there. I remember there were times that the person subsequently called us to a meeting. And the person told us, the person said, you see the radio station here? I said, yeah, I see the radio station. He said, the radio station I see yesterday, there are the dogs at my house. So what do you mean? He said, the dogs at my house. Whether you are coming in my compound, whether I invited you or not, the moment the dog barks at you, you will have to call me, the owner of that dog, to calm down before you enter. So the idea was very simple. That we must stay on the radio and bark. Then when our other official feel very bad and whatever it is, who they will call? And we go and we back again. Who they can call? To tell us they don't back again. So when we left in that meeting that day, and I thought I forget it, man, get my goods. What they call now? We left in the meeting that day, I told my friend then, I said there's another story about the dog story that you don't hear about, and you didn't tell you. He said, I said to them, I said, if the dog barks and doesn't only bark, but the dog comes out to threaten you to the point that it wants to bite you, You will not have time to call the owner. What will you do? You will strike the door then. So, you'll be backing, and let me backing. The day that man that will backing, I see it that we threaten him to the extent that he can't call the owner. My brother, you know what will happen. You will find your body laying down somewhere or something else happening to you. That time is late. It was from that day I got to know how politicians have been using. Because the young men who say this thing, the men get dog security. In fact, he get fence at the first line of security with barbed wire all around at the first security. The second security you get there are the dogs. These are the layers of security that man has. Then the third security that the human beings are there. Real security, then they are all there. He has 3 layers of security, and I am supposed to finish with my program, get in my car in the night. And I'm going home passing through these slum communities. Who knows? There are people who can do things to you without instruction from anybody. Deliberately, they can just do it to you. There are people who get natural love for people. And I know for sure where people, even them a small level that I'm to now, there are people who causing people because of this, because they get them as listening. Anybody don't say anything bad about me. I'm not the one that's telling them to cross. I'm not the one that's telling them to fight. So that's the danger associated with it. So when we say all of the time, and we say, oh, democracy, 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 in what way are we helping to improve our democracy? Why do we elect people? Why do we put them in power? And if we put them in power, instead that we go and sit back, or we still have to keep them in check. In this life, no one is neutral. Everybody has got to have a side. I, as a journalist, I do have our side. And I don't like to be fake person to pretend. I don't like it. Because being fake means you are trying to fool your followers. I will tell you who I am, and this is my position, and this is what I take. Now, what is in it that is very important is truth telling, where you to even take your sides. I may come here, I say I don't want to talk anything about your VOA intellectual forum. But anything bad that happened that I will talk about. But I will never talk anything good about yours. Now, that's my position. That's what I want to say, right? I will say I will not talk anything good about yours. Equally so, I should not create that bad thing because I want to talk it at all costs. No. You will do your own bad. I must say that what I will be saying about you must be true. You see in this country, where people sit down, they pass it around, they say here and there. If you are not a patriot and a nationalist, you cannot participate in democracy. I see people having fun with American when they carry this. That look, the people put their country first in anything above anyone else. Whether you like it or not, they are biased. Patriotism is a biased word. They don't care about how you feel. Their interest comes first. My brother, the people stand right in front of you when they push their interest. They will even define to you that this is the United States of America you are talking. They will even tell you which country you're dealing with first. To tell you that when it comes to them, they don't joke with it.
Give me the
But, gee, that's the power that people have. You touch one citizen outside the way they will rush for that one citizen. That's their power. They don't care about how you feel. But that's patriotism. It's a pious word. It may look somehow. But everyone wants to push certain interest that is dear to their hearts. They would never try to tear their country down at that level, no. Whether you like it or not. But here in Liberia, we are noted for tearing ourselves down first. That one foreigner can sit down here and ask a question about our country. And you see the danger in the country? The very people who talking, you know I say that nowadays, I just look at it a lot. You see, we are in a vicious circle that will never bring healing to ourselves, peace to ourselves. Yesterday, the people who did not want to hear any good news about Liberia, because when we are in power, they want to hear about what? Good news today. So they are pushing good news. Liberia is progressing. Look at this happening. Then the people who are talking about good news on we are. That time they used to be pushing every good news. They don't want to hear any good news today. Eh? You see where we are? In fact, the man would prefer being in AEC and one for AEC to go up because he wants to have a hardcore ball. And you know, look at that. Eh? The man he hit, or you know that when current boy he hit, or a fool in the freezer was spoiled, he don't care. In fact, he want for that current to go for 3 to 4 5 days, a full sport. Just because he won't complain that the government not doing well. Look at where we are as a nation. They said, and then you ask yourself, why are we doing this thing? Why? Well, you want to hurt yourself. Or God said the last time, he said, and they say their government, the kingdom can't rescue. One day I will just take my paper and go for all the dead in the community. So many they will just wake up and just see dead all in the street. Basically, look at that thing. You see? Then we say that democracy. Me, I agree that people expect for people to make errors before goals are scored. On the football field, you pray for your friend to make a mistake before you score, right? So you're not praying for success for your friend, I agree. Let's get it clear. That I'm saying this thing, I'm not saying that it is not human. It is human in nature. That you will wish for somebody to slip up so that you will take over. In sociology, we gotta believe. All of us as sociologists, we know that one. We know that before you take over your property, your property need to die. That when they get will, they keep it. Will. If they were to just open will, where I prepare my will and call my children together, say about will here. You see that? That's why people, because you know, society is a way where people, even no matter what it is, how dare you are to people, once they want to take over something from you, they will not wish for the best for you. Yeah. If you prepare a will and say, John, I am going to property, but you know the will will only take effect if I die. Because the only condition. Will can only take effect if you die. So when I die, like your property day, you, when I die, the other store, then I on that side, like your own. Then that boy is passing around in the street struggling. You know some children there that the way they can be struggling and their parents stay alive. Then they are in the street struggling. Oh, the man know that I have property down there. If I already finished the year already. Yeah? So you see that? That's why wills are always concealed. They are sealed up and they don't allow people to know about it. On the football field. So now you pray that Bob day your friend here in the penalty box because you want to score. On the football field, you want for you to be on the bench. The way you want to play, you want for them to kick that guy on the same way for you to move on the field so that you get a little time to play. Just better for them to kick that man off for you to play. That is life. We all think that way all the time. You can't fight against it. No government will pray for their friend to succeed. Because you know, if they succeed, what will be the essence of you coming to power? 2008, my former boss, Musa Belete, was running for LFA president. Musa Belete started preaching because he said, no one wanted toxic politics. He started preaching at Zeta Wesley. Yeah, and then he made a kid to him, he said, you better talk about thing about a woman. And you keep talking about food, and what the essence of taking a woman from them. The man came back and really, he started talking about thing about the woman. Because that's the only way you will get there. But is that healthy for our democracy? No. But that is part of democracy. Because everyone believes they can do better than the other person. Which is very much important. Whether you like it or not, you can't take that element off. You can't take away tribal politics from democracy. Everyone wants to be belonged to. You can't take it off. You can't take it off. No, it's always there. So basically, if you ask yourself the question, democracy and the rule of law, the rule of law is the basic pillar that holds up democracy. Without rule of law, democracy is dead. Because without rule of law, what will take place? Without rule of law, what will take place? Dictatorship, autocratic. Autocratic thing will start taking place because the will of the people will not be done. In democracy, you don't have to like me, but you got to obey me. Because that's what the law says. So if you came to power and I'm in a tenure position, you don't have to like me before you call it. The length of time I'm supposed to stay there. The law says I'm supposed to stay there for XYZ, right? You don't have to like me. But you got to work with me. What I say. Do you think there are people in the country who let Joseph Bola be president? No. I want a man who don't even let him say. But you see, what the law says, when the president is elected, how long is he supposed to be there for? 6 years. I must learn to live with it because that's what the law says. I don't have to let him. The law says when Joseph Bola coming, what do we need to do? We need to back off the road. I don't have to let him, or I will back off the road. Because that's what the law says. That thing about what the law says, the law is not there to please you. Sometimes it will go in favor of you, sometimes it will go against you. But people tend to respect the law when it's in favor of them. The day you go against them, then it's bad. And which is bad. It will not always be pleasing. We go into the courtroom as a lawyer. There are times that it beats us sometimes in some cases and things, and it doesn't mean that the law. Whether you like it or not, lawyers will get beaten in the courtroom. Lawyers will get, no matter what happens, you have to. But democracy cannot strive if there is no law. Because if there is no law, then people start taking matters into their own hands, which is bad. If you get your children home, if the child, you pass law in a house, you say, anybody who calls you, bring a complaint to me. Anybody who calls their friend, bring a complaint to us. Mary calls me. I waited for you to come. And then I made Mary complain. You did nothing. Paul came and insulted me. That law there is being broken now because the law is that you must bring the complaint to us, and we don't have to bring a complaint to you, but we want you to take action to stop Mary from insulting me. I made my complaint, you did nothing. Mary keeps insulting me. Paul too also came and started insulting me. I made a complaint, nothing happened. So since that law cannot hold, and I want to stop people from insulting me, what do you think I will do? Because the law has broken. There is no law. So, and once there is no law, and I decided to take that matter the way I'm taking it, then there is no peace in the home. So you will see democracy full of noise because the laws are broken. Whether you like it or not, it is very difficult for us to impeach president in this country. I don't care if you come down, you can't impeach president easily in this country. But it is in the constitution that the president can be impeached. You know why it's very difficult? Because the people you elect as lawmakers, they are talking about, oh, no money, people can take decisions. That's not true. Certain people don't just have integrity. If you look at most of the people who corrupt in this country, who take you, they don't get money. It's because they are greedy for more. They are not satisfied with what God made. Here are some lawmakers who used to be working, some of our friends who all used to be to school together or whatever it is. You don't even be begging up for transportation and things. God bless them, they went in their places. Today, they are lawmakers. See how you are lived. You who used to be begging for transportation. See where God has taken you from begging for transportation. Now you are at where you can earn 10,000 or maybe 7,000. And people are even 5,000. 5,000 per month. You're getting 5,000 per month. Look at where God has taken you. Then somebody comes to you, they want you to take a wrong decision or whatever it is. And maybe they brought maybe 10,000, 5,000 and decided to give it to you and say you'll take the decision. Why you will not say no, I will not be able to do it no matter what. But that man will prefer to take that money to add it up on his money. Somebody who never used to get 500 for himself. He doesn't appreciate 5,000 in his life. So it's difficult. Any president who want to do anything in this country, I want to hear, hey, me, I told somebody, I said the day election time, God bless me and say one day I want to be president or something like that. I need to fight for lawmakers business. Because any lawmaker that go there, you want to buy them. They ain't got to come from your party. The moment money show face straight, they are part of your party. Eh? The guys, their partisanship is not based on party ideology, it's based on opportunities. No, opportunities and just greed. The guys can change any given point in time. Because they have no ideology and belief. Like in America and see that they put together their party, they believe in their party. If there's any reason that they will come together on a bipartisanship agreement to have something done, they will come together on the basis of abuse. And not because one president sent money there for him to influence them. Yeah. So, that's why it is. But in our country, like the speakership remove or something. Georgia is the former president. Georgia get people who are all citizens or something. He calling someone there. They say that thing you're talking there, your own thing you're talking there. In fact, someone there looking at you say that man, maybe a whole line and enjoy yourself. You're not just continue with our that man, you know, what kind of money that man earned before. You know what kind of houses that man get? They may have playing football. They may have enjoying themselves. Man, I own a time now for all to enjoy ourselves. Eh? Meaning the only reason they were close to him and they were acting and they were loyal to him is because he was providing the opportunity for them to get money. Without it, they are gone. And democracy does not survive like that. We'll keep comparing Liberia with other countries. We'll keep doing that over and over because of the kind of mentality we have. Don't man, some of us saying that here we're acting like we're so serious. We're not no serious people. The moment God bless us, small will get lay position. You see different things happening. Eh? You see different things happening. Funny thing that will just start happening. You in your own thinking. They agree that all of them sitting here like this. We are quiet. What do you mean? Elijah too, thank you. So you see Elijah too sitting here, short answer there, like very good. Every time he comes to the altar, he said, Elijah too is in short answer. Tomorrow, God bless Elijah too. Somebody just call and say, Elijah, I'm going to get an assistant minister job for you to go to. Number one, we don't dress for ourselves. Yeah? We don't dress for ourselves. We dress for people. Yeah? We dress for people. In life, you don't live your life for yourself. You live your life for people. Simple example. If you were in your house and you are in brief, and you just choose to be in your house and just be in brief throughout the whole day, and somebody knocks at the door, what your friends will do? Eh? Who do you think you're wearing that clothes for? The person. The person that's knocking, not the person you're wearing the clothes for. But if you never your home, you think you're there to wear clothes on? Eh? We don't live our lives for ourselves. So, our brother Elijah gets that late job. One, they often calls for Elijah to dress in a certain way. Because Elijah often will call for him meeting people who will dress in a certain way to come and meet Elijah. You don't expect Elijah to stay wear the same clothes and go sit down as assistant minister. But the moment Elijah started wearing costume now because he got to meet with the people out there who say, you see Elijah now, look at the kind of man. But they don't usually wear slipper here like you don't wear costume now. Well, Elijah not dressing because of Elijah. Then you get ready, you say, Our man who used to come and sit down with in the promotion, he can't hear now. The guy play like, but because Elijah will have meeting with people who will tell him, say, well, man, let me a Royal Grand Hotel. Let me just you expect what Elijah will tell me and say, that carry the meeting in the promotion because I want to man. Yeah, because I want to man to think that, you know, I don't lead them behind or they say I lead them in the struggle. No. But we will go to election, we wrote the that Elijah never move from power because he was very sooner. But Elijah is not dressing because of Elijah. Elijah wants you to be simple. You will move on. Go. I don't know whether you are going to wear that.
Yeah, and yellow change. Yeah. This thing, no, I'm going to. Yeah.
So we should not see the law. We should not see the law as that. Donald Trump got in power.
You see that? I'm listening to more.
The 50 something feeling now. Come on, man.
The 50 something coming.
Let me marking it before they put you up. Our 50 feeling now. Oh, small. I will be doing it. Our 50 glasses. All right, so like I was saying, and forget about what I'm talking here. Ask any question, but just be brief about what it is you want to do. When I'm finished, you all control yourself and so forth. I will be willing to answer. But in closing, I would like to just inform you people that there is no way democracy can survive in the absence of the rule of law. Whether you like it or not. In your families, there are laws. Even the food that we eat, they get law. When you eat over plus, that means you break the law. Something will happen. Anything you do, there are laws. The law will continue to guide us all in all that we do. And I'm very happy that you invited me here to come and just share with you. I didn't come here to come talk about the national politics that went on. Because when I'm beyond there, are different areas. Yeah, I come here to come talk to your topic, democracy and the rule of law. I know when to talk what I want to talk, and I know where to talk it. But the country, let me be blunt with you people, we will never go anywhere if we are not sincere to ourselves. And we'll never go anywhere if we are not bold enough, to be courageous enough, to confront people and tell them this is what you are doing, X, Y, Z. I agree. You may say it respectfully to the chairman, and the way you address the chairman when he will do the same thing, it will be different from the way you address James. But the fact of the matter there is, you must say something. Now tomorrow, you will be vindicated. Because the past will always have its way in the future and waiting for you, depending on what you do, is when you will see it. If you play your future well, you will never see the past again. Right? If you did something to somebody and the person decided to say, I will let it go, it doesn't mean the person has forgotten. What you do in the future will make that person to go into the past and bring that thing that you did from there. And I think we have to be sincere to ourselves. And I've always tried my best to try what I can do. I don't care about what people say or whatever they want to do. I'm A-B-Wheon. I'm A-B-Wheon Godsent Wheon. And I took that Godsent name by myself. Now my real name. My real name, my real full legal name is Abraham Wama Wim. But I took the Godsent. Just put it there. What put it ready for it? But I'm not that bad. And I'm not better doing it. You please tell the people that I'm not better doing it. And we are all abused. Whether you like it or not, you go and you come down. We will always try. And we are enjoying the politics of the day. By the grace of God, we'll get there. God knows we are getting there. Nothing can stop us from getting there. Whether we let them good or bad, we'll get there. So I want to say thank you, and I rest. And I don't know, you were talking about.
I think, thank you.
Yeah, can't thank me first. Then don't clap for me now because
An epigram in our ballad that says, sorry, I speak only Basha. Basha means we are body, you say Baba. Somebody who is a good talker, if the person continues to talk, he stops 8 or 4 hours, he talks, he doesn't need to just one person to remain. That's how many people can enjoy our brother and our son. Listening. What Mr. Godsent was in speech, we saw some of our potentials and executive members, some of them who are really helping to transform. You know, the phone is big. We have our ambassador in Canada. Normally when he comes down, he always by us. It's Mr. Sompo. He's the chairman on Ways and Means. And we saw, in fact, I went to find him. He's a Sachi and Am. This man spends a moon, he can beat about 50%. And what he do, I didn't pay, or you know, the excuse he gave is even, you know, is an emo sensitive issue, so that why I guess we decided not to fund his you know, the Sachi and Am. So when the man is around, I feel very wild. When we release order, I know what he can do. Then we saw Mrs. Take, one of my brothers from Riverside, a very good person. And we saw the executive funding chairman, the man who breath the forum, the man who funding, who knowledge. And I always say that the young people in VOA should have at least for them to sit and discuss issue of national concern. I don't know what. In fact, the two, all more than the executive member, the former executive member, they were all even from the Southeast. Yeah, the chairman is from the Southeast, the co-chair was from the Southeast, the secretary general from the Southeast.